was fortunate enough as a kid to grow up in a very happy house. My mum and dad, brother and sister. My dad was a self-employed truck driver and mum helped run that business day to day. They earned good money in their time, mum and dad, but there was always frustration or angst in our house when it came to money. I mean, we're talking about tyre bills and fuel bills and truck leases, the mortgage, all on top of raising 3 kids and living a decent lifestyle. So as children, we didn't really understand it, but we knew that when frustration was there, money was often at the root of that problem. So when I was sitting down designing what I want to do with my life and what I wanted to, how I wanted to spend my time, I reflected upon all of that. And I thought, if I could help others avoid the traps or the pitfalls that mum and dad fell into, whatever they were, as I said, I didn't really understand them at the time, then maybe I'd enjoy that. And that's where my journey into the financial planning industry began. Yeah, in many ways I wish mum and dad would have met someone like me, 15, 20 years before they did. The issue that you had is, back in the day, financial planning was a really small industry and it really evolved out of the insurance industry and it bred this generation of salespeople which were really there to sell a product and not deliver a good holistic advice that we now do. Financial planning consists of many different aspects. I mean, you've got mum and dad out there trying to run a business or hold down a job 9 to 5, and when they come home, they're mum and dad first and foremost, right? They've got responsibilities to the house, to the kids. So where do you fit in the time to go and educate yourselves and learn about how to make good decisions with your money?
Well, Dan, it'd be great for anybody. It's really the person who has queries or questions about anything to do with their finances or money that's going to get the most out of working with Dan, because that's what he does. He addresses the questions and the problems and fears that you have.
You've got debt management, you've got wealth protection, you might want to start building some wealth. Do you buy shares? If so, what ones? Do you buy an investment property? What do you do with your super? What are your options? Your wills, your estate, your tax planning, the list goes on and on and on. It can be very complex. The challenge is that who's project managing that for mum and dad? As I said, mum and dad, they've got a business to run 9 to 5, and they've got responsibilities to the kids after that. So what we tend to find is mum and dad tend to try and manage all of that themselves. They might go to the bank and get a mortgage. Hopefully they get a little bit of life insurance. They might start buying an investment property or buying a few shares. At the end of the day, they're kind of building their wealth and protecting their wealth by trial and error.
The reason why our business is working with Tailored Wealth is basically because they really know their stuff and they care. So I know if I get there and give a client to Tailored Wealth that my client will be really looked after. They'll have my client's best interests at heart, and they'll obviously make me look good too, because my client will come back raving about Tailored Wealth and the experience that they've actually had with them.
The challenge with that is that if there are mistakes that are made, they lose their biggest asset, which is their time. So you might get 5 or 10 years into a strategy and realise that, hey, I could have done it a smarter way, or it needed to be structured in a different way, and then you've lost that time. And time is our biggest asset, second to none. The average person's going to need an asset base equivalent to 21 times their annual desired income when they hit retirement. It's a big figure. It takes money and planning to achieve. So the question is, if you're here and you know you want to be here, there's a gap to be filled. What are you prepared to give up to get there? And do you want to work with a professional like me to help you bridge that gap? For the first 10 years of my career, I worked for somebody else. In 2011, I decided that I wanted to do it a different way, and hence Tailored Wealth was born. Today, we've got a really great advice team. We've got a great paraplanning team, we've got client managers, administration staff, all dedicated to getting optimum results for our clients. I know we deliver exceptional results.